everyone, Solomon here. It's 2024, April, what it appears to be the 22nd. Earth Day. It is Earth Day. Huh. Okay. So I had the whole day off. Actually, I didn't. I came back from a 16-hour shift on Saturday. And I just slept the whole day, basically. After eating at Penang's, got the curry beef bowl with my mom there, and that was it. So today's Earth Day. And I'm gonna just pull out of here. There's the general environment, my room. That's where I keep all my porno magazines. Oh look, a Diablo 4 Necromancer arrived actually. I used to sell toys on Amazon and eBay until my medical industrial job just paved the way for me for finances. Oh look, it's a rare. So I don't need to rely on selling toys, games on Amazon or eBay anymore. And I could just work for the hospital and that would be it. I would be okay in life. I wouldn't get famous or anything. I wouldn't have any clout. I would just be some coolie in a hospital, basically. And that's it. You know, you have your Filipino nurses. You have this. You have that. We're essentially all just coolies. You know, modern slave labor, and that's just how it is. You know. Service, as they call it, but you know, cheap Chinese labor. You know, cheap Chinese labor. What else is new? And to people here, like normal people, like white people, even black people, like these things are not even heard of. Like Chinese people working 16 hours a day or going to school for like 15 hours a day is perfectly normal. So here it's like easy street for me. You know, the standards are much lower to be human or inhuman, whatever you want to call it. And in terms of who's the real Asian people, not me. Not me. A lot of them become doctors and engineers and stuff. Less so lawyers. But doctors and engineers, that's how you know you're a real Asian. Not me though. Fuck that shit. I'm not gonna be working 16 hours a day just so I could go home, you know, start yelling and screaming at everyone and be an asshole and do my asshole thing. Griff some more and sleep for like 2 hours. I don't know, whatever it is, I don't know, that's just not my thing. And rinse and repeat. That's just too autistically Asian for me, but those are the real Asians. That's just not me. You could be Asian or autistic all you want. That's just, I know that's just not me. I know I need 7 hours of sleep minimum, 8 hours. Sometimes I would sleep 12 hours, just like I just did. And not give a fuck about the world or how I appear socially or social validation. This and that and money. China recently just had a half marathon, and they bribed the Africans to let them win, to let China win, and to slow down, to actually physically slow down, to let the Chinese guy win, because it was hosted in China. The half marathon race was hosted in China for, you know, to make China look good. Oh, we're number one. But that's how Chinese people operate. They're dirty. That's their grift. That's their scam. They just pay the black people, the Africans, African runners from Zimbabwe or Ghana or wherever the fuck, to not win and to let the Chinese guy win. Probably he's 5'4", some midget ass, normal, kind of a person, not some tall ass kangaroo looking, African guy. It's just, China's so desperate for social validation purposes, for politics. They want to look good. They'll pay money, they'll bribe, they'll cheat, they'll steal, they'll kill people. And that's just how it is. Corrupt. Very corrupt. I didn't expect it. No one expected it to be that bad, out in the open, But that's what they do. And that's corruption. Good thing they did take away the medal. They, China's medal, and disqualified, everyone who was all in on it. A lack of ethics, lack of honor. The social credit system can't work because people are dishonest. There's always that one guy or whatever who ruins it for everyone. Maybe he's a hacker from Russia, I don't know. You always have this one person who seems to be able to do everything, drink, do drugs, drive, have all these kids, and just be on top of the world because he's the mafia boss or whatever. It's just like, what the fuck? Why doesn't the social credit system work for him? Politicians, this, that, just someone who has seemingly has all the money in the world gets to do whatever the fuck they want. And it's just like, goddamn, this isn't fair. And everyone else is just a coolie, a slave, a homesh, an untouchable. And, damn, there's no repercussions or, nothing can happen to you if you're the kingpin breaking all these crimes, like a Jeffrey Epstein or an O.J. Simpson. No one seemingly gives a fuck. So what did I learn? Sometimes the bad guy gets away. But I read Ryan Holiday's emails. It was like, yeah, these things do exist. The bad guy commits all these horrible crimes, gets away with it, or your family just dies of a plague or whatever. And no one else is going to feel your pain. No one else is going to feel your suffering but you. And all these bad people, you don't want to be like them. And they're going to continue to be themselves. But the best thing you can do is not be like them. Just don't be like that. And why are they like that to begin with? I don't know. No one really wants to know how the supervillain became so evil. I don't know. Maybe he was picked on by school. Maybe no one wanted him when he was born, or her, or whatever. Maybe their brains are just wired like that. Some animals in the world are just predators. Just you can't really tell a bear or a shark or a tiger to stop eating other creatures. That's how they survive. Or they could be insects or whatever have you in the world. Their natural default is to kill. That is their nature. It's a part of life. It's like Thanos. There's only a matter of time until there is another Thanos or bigger Thanos, and they compete, like Galactus or the Beyonders in the Marvel Universe, the Infinites, whatever You know, there's some assholes always going to be bigger than you. It's just competition. And that's one aspect, that's one perspective of life that you can see things. But here in the world of the untouchables, in the world of coolies, what is it in for me? You know, why the fuck should I care? I'm not gonna ever have much in life. I'm not. I have my job and I get paid hourly, and you know they don't shoot me. I'm not gonna get bombed by Israel. I'm not gonna get killed or ran over by a tank in Russia. This is probably the best I can hope for. You know? Ignorance is bliss. Again, I'm Cypher in the Matrix. I get to have my steak and my wine, and that's probably the best I can have in this world, because everything else is just so dominated by corruption. You know, whatever I can get. And, you know, consequentially, girls are probably screwed out of a husband. Most normal girls want a husband. Are they gonna get that in modern day life? Probably not. Not a husband that they like. They may end up with some fat Indian guy that has money. They may end up with some Nigerian prince or whatever. They're gonna end up with someone that's off. Okay? Whether they like them or not, because they have money. And it's not gonna be Chad from the local school, because her perception of reality is just fucked up. She may have been watching Disney a little bit too much, and you know, Prince Charming doesn't exist in the world, and he's just not there to wed her. He's gonna be savage. He has to make money. He has to do this. He has to do that. You know, you have to be motherfucking savage in the world to compete, even in sports. I mean, damn. I mean, no one really wants to be around, you know, high school jocks. And it's just like, most guys probably can't be a jock, a football player, and Prince Charming all at the same time, but he is expected to. And so that relationship with someone with the fairer of the sexes would probably collapse real soon when she finds out he's actually an asshole. It cannot possibly be very sustainable. And of course you have 50% you know, divorce rates in America. I mean, if you could be an asshole jock and have a girl being an asshole all at the same time, that's great. You know, but eventually you'll probably hit some kind of resistance, feminism, I don't know, whatever you call it, because the guy's too much of an asshole. Toxic masculine. At some point you're gonna hit some kind of like weird conflict, because she's gonna realize you're actually an asshole putting on a show. But whatever, good luck. I mean, if it works out, great. You know, I don't think it would. You know, people are just gonna start noticing these things. You know, the maturity level of being a Chad or Tyrone is gonna catch up to you. People need health care. People get old, they need to see a doctor. You know, divorce happens or whatever, they need to see lawyers. How Chad could be a football player, a lawyer, and a doctor all in the same person, I don't know. So, you know, whatever. Maybe I'm not meant to know. I don't know. I'm not Chad. I'm not Tyrone. I'm not a Nigerian prince. And I'm most certainly not a fat Indian guy with a cell phone with millions of dollars in his pockets. But anyways, back to my story. So what's in it for me? I watched Tech Lead, and he said, maybe he didn't want to be a digital nomad and a YouTuber and a multi-millionaire and have to get divorced and, his wife run away with their kid into Japan. He's just like, maybe if he just lived his life as a normal person working for Google and Facebook, that all of his basic needs would be taken care of. He wouldn't be so socially isolated. He would have motivation to go to work, to see people, to collaborate with people, to work with people, and, do the 9 to 5, rinse and repeat, and and be okay. Then he's self-reflecting, being a multi-millionaire and all this stuff. Now, as a YouTuber or whatever he does on the side, he's just felt social isolation. In fact, he's felt so socially isolated that he complained that he had he at least had a sexual harassment suit against him working at Facebook. That's how deprived he is of social human interaction. But being a millionaire, he has to constantly protect himself from everyone, and which is just another fundamental paranoia of being that wealthy. People are always out there to get you for money, trick you, scam you. I mean, it may not be as black or white. There's 50 shades of gray. People trying to take your money. Is there anything happy to this point of the story? No. I'm just Cypher. I just want to be like Cypher. I am ignorant. I want to be ignorant, I'm just eating my steak and my wine, and that's all I care about. Why should I be this global knowing, kind of a person who just knows everyone else's business and who's nosy like Karen and shit? I don't want to know. You either are or you are not. And I am not. Nor do I want these higher level of functions. And I believe ignorance is bliss. Some people believe knowledge is freedom. Knowledge is power. Why do I have to know everything? I don't want to know what a rape victim feels like. I don't know how many crimes there are. It's just like, this is knowledge? Yeah, it's knowledge. How it can be intertwined to like how to protect yourself. Once you know what's it like being a rape victim and whatever, you know how to protect yourself. That is knowledge. That is actually very, very important knowledge. Don't be wearing some kind of skimpy skirt and going to a bar at night and thinking Chad's gonna be your, Prince Charles or some crazy fantasy shit. The only path down that route, for whatever reason, I don't know what's it like being a girl, is you're just gonna get raped. I mean, it's that simple. Or a domestic violence case, or whatever the hell. So I'm gonna going to Lifetime Gym today. As you can see, it's a beautiful morning sun. Off in the distance remains the equipment for building the new apartments. That will cost about $2,600 a month, and so I'm hauling ass out of here because that's just a fantasy. So in 3 years, safely, that's 6 figures. That's $100,000. So you can either get a mortgage for an actual home or a luxury rental apartment, which you get to keep the home, not the luxury apartment, of course. And whatever, you know. Here I am cornered in the world. I have a beautiful view of these blossoms here. There's cherry blossoms, or whatever you call it. Huh. Nature takes care of these plants and trees. I don't do shit. I guess we have a landscaper that we pay HOA fees, which isn't really that much, provided that you do work. Any other things I would like to include about my daily life? I saw a video like this when 9/11 happened, of Osama bin Laden. He was just chilling there in his cave, and his list of things that he wanted was Pepsi and Coke, and I'm sure he had billions of dollars under his name to carry out mass murder and all his terrorist shit, or even keeping his own people together. But that's all what was on top of his list: Pepsi, Coke. It's just like, he was really just an average ass person doing shitty things for other people, you know. And why are all these, like, why are people that do shitty things so high up on the pedestal of having stuff? You know, he has the manpower, people trust him, people, give their lives to him, and just like, again, I said this before, criminals are some of the most productive people on the planet. I mean, damn, they can get the ball rolling with people. They're influencers. Very, powerful people in terms of how to win friends and influence people. And charisma. High levels of charisma. Being able to connect with people. And maybe other people, they can relate to other people. Therefore, they have power and control over the system. Do I have any goals or dreams that would excite anyone other than housing? I want a house, I want an affordable place to live. Can I excite that dream to other people? Like, no, I don't want to be living with other people. I don't want to be, people are nasty. People are nasty. They're selfish. They're controlling. They're manipulative. It's not very, clear as to what other people want. Trying to look for a word. Transparent. People are transparent, Yeah, I'll get you $100 tomorrow. Where did this come from? Did you grift it? Did you scam it? What did you work at a supermarket? It's unclear who are the good people and who are the bad people. There's a million ways to do things. Did you get the money from an inheritance? It's just like, did you rob someone? It's just not black and white. It's just like, everyone has to do things themselves. If you want it done the right way, you have to do it yourself. And no amount of money can pay that. Sometimes you just want an experience, and that experience is uniquely to you, and you can't just be living in a mob or something and be obtaining that experience because you're in the mob. Someone's throwing Molotov cocktails, someone has an AK-47, someone has a bunch of grenades and a rocket launcher. It's just like, who's accountable, the mob or you? It's just just a lack of accountability. You're just a collective now of crazy shit. Some people only want to exist as a collective. I've noticed that too in the world. They don't want to be about themselves. They don't want to know themselves. They don't want to have accountability. And so they exist. They want mobs. They want to be in a gang. They want to be in this and that. They don't want to be themselves. Being by yourself is lonely, or maybe you enjoy being alone, or whatever. Or maybe you just want to be more extroverted. You want to express that part of yourself that's more extroverted. It could be a number of different reasons. As for me, I don't want to give a fuck. I don't want to be manipulated. I don't want to be standing for something that I don't really have interest in or want to believe in. I don't want to be taken advantage of. I want to see to it that that I use my time the best way that I wanted to, given my situation that changes. I'm a highly adapted person in the environment, so my needs and wants and desires constantly change, and I'm just trying to maintain everything and my self-control as to what those desires and whatever is out there is. Some people are more strict or disciplined and are in self-control than me. I've noticed that too. Some people are nicer, some people are more compassionate, some people compete based on compassion. I'm not that feminine, I'm not that nurturing, and I know because I was in the same room, and I was a lot meaner and less communicable than some of the women in the room. I was the savage one, in a pit of generally good people. Like, I'm probably the most savage. And there's a whole different spectrum of good people. I'm just on the worst end of good people. But these things exist. Like on the higher end are like more feminine based, like Mother Teresa and shit. I mean, it's the whole different spectrum of good people out there who generally just don't want to screw everyone over in their name to look good and be selfish and put themselves on a pedestal. An organization's mission, or whatever, company's mission, or goals. What are my goals? What are my plans? Other than make money, fine, I made money, whatever. So, my fundamental thing is just to find a nice apartment that's affordable, that has a nice area, living environment for myself, for future generations, or whatever the fuck. That's convenient for me to go to work. And that's it. It's not that complicated. And I have to do whatever it is to accomplish that. I've been selling on eBay, I've been selling on Amazon. I work at this hospital, I work for that hospital, I work for this company, I work for that company, whatever. Save money, invest in the S&P 500. Wake up at 4 a.m. in the morning, sleep 8-10 hours a day, go to the gym, eat healthy. If all these things, if that's what you need to do to make more money, and so that you could have a nice nest egg to do whatever you want in the world, then so be it. So that is me in a nutshell. I just answered my question. That's what this film was for me to figure things out for myself. What do I want? I don't want to be an asshole. I don't have a need to be making millions and trillions of dollars and killing either myself or other people in doing so. That's not my agenda. That's not my interests. Those are not my intentions. I want to see that I can work, do my own thing, and if there are ways of making massive amounts of money within short periods of time, which there really isn't, in my world. Maybe if you're Ty Lopez or something, or Oprah Winfrey, then yeah, sure, because you have the charisma to execute on it, or you have the people skills, or you have the communication skills, or you have the marketing, or you know somebody. You have to know somebody connection, because you know somebody, because your brother, because your uncle, whatever the fuck, because he's your neighbor, because you're cool with them. I don't know, whatever it is. I'm Asian, you're probably not Asian, and you don't know how hard it is to communicate, or have all these boundaries or whatever. What's okay and what's not. You don't know what it's like to be sensitive about this issue or about that issue, whatever. I'm also not Puerto Rican or whatever, or half Dominican Republic or whatever the fuck, or none of my ancestry has been white. I don't know, like, this or that, or I don't know what it's like to be callous. I don't know what it's like to be this or that. Again, I can only vibe or do things the way I can do them because of whatever reason. It could just be because of my personality, or my level of intelligence, or emotional EQ, or my lack of. It could be a number of things, but this is how I just generally do things, to my own abilities and attributes and understanding of the world. It would be great if I was Bill Gates or Steve Jobs or Elon Musk, but you know what? I don't operate like that. Most people don't operate like rich white people. They may have some kind of level of autism. I don't know. The neurodiversity is, you do not know. There's a whole wide spectrum. And according to my own spectrum, a lot of times I just give up, or I just stop giving a fuck and just go play video games and watch a porno, because it's just too fucking hard. It takes too much time. Or the time horizon is just too infinitely, pointless, to the point of pointlessness. That you're just doing the same monotonous 9 to 5 shit all over, the rinse and repeat, and you're just like, I'm just gonna pay my W-2 form taxes, and I'm just gonna fucking die somewhere anyway, so who cares? So thank you for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe. I hope you appreciate your life, and whatever it is, you get to tell your own story. You get to make your own story. You get to reframe things. If something weird happened, you can make the best of things. Discard the weaker parts of yourself and just try to make yourself stronger and smarter and be more prepared for the future, and have the life directed into a timeline that you want, whatever that may be. I want a good timeline. I want the best timeline. I want a timeline where I have money, where I have girls, where I have a nice place to live, and basically that's it. And that's all I can afford to be doing. I told you why I'm not an Elon Musk or Bill Gates or whatever. If you need money, go hit them up. Don't hit me up. I have my boundaries. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. See you in the next one. Peace out.